Hey, this is going to be as quick as I can make it, but we have a whole host of things going on, a whole list of different events taking place. For one, in the midst of a crisis, in the midst of so many stores already shutting down and hearing that over 200 Walmarts are shutting down, some people reporting that they are turning them into very strange locations that look like a prison with barbed wire bars and a guard, and some said they're replacing the vents, the air ducts and vents, with some sort of a gas that goes through the vents instead of air. I don't know. I don't know if it's true. I've seen videos go online during the 2009 to 2016 administration, and I saw people talking about it in the mass COFFINS that would go everywhere. That would be everywhere. You seen them going down the street, and they had them prepared for something, and then it stopped during the next admin. But we have to add to that, more than 800 stores are closing across the U.S. Breaking news that happened Monday evening, and then we also I received a notification from Newsbreak, from AccuWeather actually, that a 6.4 earthquake struck Turkey. And that's just 2 weeks after that other one that killed thousands. Birds were acting crazy during that time. The birds were trying to warn people, but no one listened. Strange lights, very, very fiery lights, were seen in, I believe, near the Euphrates River. Several people talking about it, but no news sources are talking about it, even though people are recording it. If you haven't heard the latest, search Ohio Factory or Ohio Medical, not medical, Ohio Metal Plant. Today, more than a dozen were injured, and one was killed in an explosion. Kind of odd they let that BALLON go over this nation, and then suddenly, and mapping out our nuclear facilities and our factories, and then suddenly, and our electrical grid, and then suddenly, all these things start happening. But anyway, you had you had 4 different train crashes and explosions across different food plants, and so many different things. More than a dozen were injured, one killed in an explosion at a metal manufacturing facility near Bedford. Oakwood Village factory explosion. Let's see what we've got. That was today. The blast took place and killed many, and more chemicals put in the air. 13 people were taken to hospitals after a fire at an Ohio metal factory, and one person is confirmed to be dead. Multiple people were injured. I want you to check out what just happened 8 hours ago, or several hours ago. Union Pacific train has derailed. A Union Pacific train has derailed in Stanislaus County. Investigation is underway. 4 train cars derailed in Stanislaus County, or whatever, however you pronounce it, that county. Congressman John Garamendi continues to push to improve U.S. railway safety. Right. And now many people are wondering, hey, more than a dozen trains have derailed in the United States already this year. More than 12 trains have derailed this year, Newsweek says, in the United States. You look at South Carolina. On Newsweek, the first one took place January 9th, and then you've got 20 cars in Lake City derailing after the train struck an empty car left on the tracks. An empty car left on the tracks. If you remember, during the OMA administration, there were multiple train derailments, multiple planes and helicopter crashes. It all happened during that administration. It happened. There's no denying it. Not only here, but India and CHINA as well. The next one occurred near Loris, January 21st. Multiple train cars carrying rocks and gravel. They tipped over, and the third incident reported near Annery on Monday. Remains a developing story. Another train crash Monday, and another one this morning. 2 other crashes took place in remote parts of California, reportedly carrying grain. So food supplies there, I guess. No details emerged about the other trains. They wouldn't tell anything. No leaks, but still train crashes. Just like dump trucks, military vehicles just parked on train tracks during the OMA administration, and they just didn't say a thing about it. They were parking on the tracks and just leaving them. Some people dying in the truck, but other people leaving them. It happens every time that this evil is in power. All right, pair of train derailments occurred in major metro areas February 1st. A train fell off the tracks in Detroit, Michigan, leaving several cars hanging over the edge of the side of the bridge. The other incident involving a passenger train in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which resulted in no injuries or deaths, but it still took place. The Bureau of Transportation Statistics found that 54,539 train derailments have occurred in the United States from 1990 to 2001, an average of about 1,704 per year. But why are we having more suddenly? I'll tell you why. Anyway, Newsweek reached out to the Department of Transportation for comment, but of course, no comment, right? No comment. Reports of health problems near the toxic train wreck pileup. Ohio set up a clinic. In East Palestine. Now, they're calling this the river fire. The Euphrates River Fire. This is all over the internet, but they're not talking about it. There was a gigantic fire of flames that just broke out in the Euphrates River. And there's a lot of people discussing it. Some people claim they hear the fallen angels come from under the Euphrates River. Other people were saying, hey, there's these gigantic fires taking place in the Euphrates River. Now, I for a fact know that birds and animals do know when things are going to happen, and they can inform you. Before the earthquakes took place, there have been many birds that are going crazy. Now, crows were seen flying everywhere, and crows and ravens, I'll tell you, when things were going to happen here, there's a couple of crows that will make loud sounds, and they will just, if someone's even getting near our vehicle or going toward the truck, messing with the truck, or it's being moved, and it's not me, or they'll go, like, if, for example, my daddy went to move the truck, and those crows went crazy. He said he'd never heard anything like it, and I said, I know. They're like, I'm supposed to move the truck, not anyone else. They're just picky like that. And these crows, if someone's near our property, they will like they're barking. And during the tornadoes that went through Tennessee, the ones that hit Germantown and all of that, all of those locations, before this happened, crows and ravens were flying everywhere all over Nashville. And they said, wow, look at the birds. That's all people could say. Wow, look at the birds. Well, before the tornadoes went through Lebanon, Tennessee, we saw the birds acting crazy, insane, just flying in circles at night. At night. SpongeBob reference there. But seriously, it was so insane. They were everywhere. And they were trying to let us know something. They were trying to tell us. Just like when the when that COVID event was going to take place, buzzards and crows were everywhere. The buzzards were trying to tell us that this was coming. And they were trying to let us know. So that's a personal story of mine. That the birds and the buzzards and the crows, the ravens, they will let you know. Ravens are super intelligent. Crows are super intelligent. And people don't realize how the deer communicate. And the crows will communicate with the bird, with the deer. And let them know. And I'm very connected with nature. I'll share some of the encounters, some of the things that happen to me in other videos. That balance of nature, that is super expensive. That balance of nature, that's ridiculous, the price they charge for the vegetable capsules. I wanted to get some, and then I found out they were way too high, way too expensive. But many are asking, what's going on? But with the whale deaths, 3 dolphins have now washed up on shore at Sandy Hook Bay in New Jersey. Dolphins washing up on the east coast of the United States. Another dead whale was found 2 days ago, stranded. I'm not sure what that was. Tell me you heard that. I hope you heard this. It sounded like something. I'm going to look back on the recording and see if I can hear it. But anyway, another dead whale found, stranded on the New York beach, in an unusual mortality event. A dead fin whale washed up on shore on an Israeli beach. That was in Israel. It was on a closed military zone in the Mediterranean coast. Now they're doing a Save the Whales rally. New York and New Jersey. Another found dead in New York. Signs of vessel strike. Something's happening. Is it some sort of an EMP that they're testing? Is some sort of weapons? Is it something like that? Let's see. Lots of dead whales. That's another big bit of news right now taking place. Dead whales washing up on shore. Another bit of things that are taking place is, I just got some mass casualty event as explosions occur at manufacturing plant Bedford, Ohio. Developing story. This is video footage of the explosion of the metal factory in Ohio. Coincidence? I think not. But anyway, widespread power outage hits East Bay. Major outage caused by PG&E fire. It plunged Oakland into darkness yesterday. Let's read that. Let's read some of that here. We have a major power outage caused by PG&E fire. They said this area here, Oakland, plunged into darkness because of, you guessed it, a fire. Or you heard it here, fire. 8,526 customers are still without power. They said they won't have it restored until, well, it was Monday morning, 2:30 a.m. Monday morning, so it's been restored. But you can check the outage. They said the same thing happened last year. They had 19,532 customers without electricity that morning, and they estimated they over 47,000 customers in the dark at around 6:30 p.m. again. So, power outage apparently all of Oakland Airport at a standstill. No one is getting through security. For almost an hour now, TSA agents are saying that this has never happened before, saying no flights are going to leave while it's like this. No timetable for a fix. February 19th, they had an outage of electricity at their airport. Signing out.